What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live podcast. We are coming to you from Canada once again with my little brother, Kyle Gonzalez.
Hello.
So this is episode number 205, and I think this is the third one we're doing in Canada. We have a few more Canada editions coming out to you before we come back to Taiwan. But for now, I finally get to interview my little brother. He looks very excited about it. All right. So how's it going, man? Fuck.
I'm good. Good. Everything is good for sure. Just enjoying life around here and keeping busy for sure. So it's good.
So
Happy to have you guys here.
Thanks, man. So when did you decide, okay, I'm going to stay, I'm going to come back to Kitimat, I'm going to get the good job, and then I'm going to stick it out over here?
Yeah, so after I finished, for those who don't know, I did finish my fire certificate a few years ago now. Yeah. So been a firefighter since 2019. After I was done all my schooling, I was living in Alberta, which is the province right over, and I was working out there for a while as a firefighter on all the oil fields and stuff. Yep. So that was pretty cool experience. And once COVID hit, unfortunately, the company I was working for had to kind of lay off all the out-of-towners and stuff. So I ended up coming back home and luckily was able to get a good job here and doing what I love. And I've been here ever since, man. So it's been a good decision. It kind of worked out in the end, which is nice.
So when did you decide you wanted to be like the firefighting thing? Because when we grew up, obviously we all had different ideas, right? When you're a kid, like I wanted to be an astronaut, and then I wanted to be a pro soccer player. Yeah. I wanted to be one, and I wasn't even that good. And then, so then obviously, everybody leaves and we kind of lose touch a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So what made you decide, okay, fireman, I want to do that?
You know what is a random kind of a thing, I guess. I don't know if you remember this at all. This was a long time ago. Okay. So for everyone who doesn't know, we used to have a cousin who used to live with us. His name was Jose Luis. He came from Mexico, Luis. Right? Yeah.
Shout out to Jose.
The biggest maricón out there. But no, man, we were little, or I was little. And we were driving at the time when we had the Mercury, the Topaz, the little red car.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Old little beater thing. Anyways, I was super young. My brother was driving. My cousin Jose Luis was in the passenger seat, and I was in the back. Yep. And we actually ended up witnessing there was a head-on collision at a four-way right by the fire department here in town. Okay. This was a long time ago. Okay. So I remember seeing that collision. I remember it happened right in front of us. Something I'll never forget. Okay. And just seeing people obviously injured. Luckily they were okay, but and just taking all of that in is kind of when I always knew I always wanted to be able to help in a situation like that. Okay. After seeing something like that and not being able to do anything, it's kind of tough. Again, I was pretty young for sure, but anyways, after witnessing something like that. That's kind of when I always had that in the back of my mind. It's something that I've always really wanted to do. So
I think that I was in maybe grade 12 or grade 13.
Probably,
grade 13, the extra year.
Yeah.
So that would be you were probably like grade 4 or 5.
Yeah,
something
probably.
Like that.
Man, something like that. I was young for sure. I was really young. So.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So something that's always just stuck out with me, man. And I've always just wanted to do that. Always wanted to give back. And definitely. I didn't know happy with the decision. I know it's a random story for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So. Oh shit. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that you brought
absolutely.
That up. Yeah. So from then on, obviously, we wanted to do the soccer and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like everybody, you want to be a professional sports, right? You don't want to do anything else other than play sports but obviously that doesn't happen. So
it's tough. It's tough. To be honest, I think Austin were awesome. You two were really good. I was happy to coach you because you and the kids your age, it was a solid team, right?
Yeah.
Great team. Man.
We had a good team for sure. Yeah. We're all kind of, maybe not the best, the kids, but we definitely like to have fun. We had a good core of people for sure. And it was definitely nice having you as a coach, man. That's always one of my biggest memories for sure, man. So that was pretty cool for sure.
Okay. Well, shit, you should have told me this guy. one of the main things that we did, let's talk a little bit about the soccer, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, obviously, we did was go to Mexico.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That was the best thing, man. It's great. Kids in grade 10, man. Kids in grade 10.
Grade 8 to grade 10.
Yeah, grade 8 to grade 10.
For people that don't know, I coached a team. I put together like a sort of an all-star bit of a team here, and we trained pretty hard, and we went down to Mexico. And yeah, I thought we did pretty good.
Yeah, we did good. I mean, we got our asses kicked all the time, but I mean, that's to be expected when you're going down there. But but we did good. We played really well as a team. And we got to do a lot of fun stuff, right? A lot of staying in Vallarta and stuff like that. We all stayed at a resort. And that was really nice too. And just a lot of memories, man. A lot of memories that last you forever. So being at such a young age and being able to go play in a different country to represent your own country was one of the coolest things ever, for sure. And that's something that doesn't really happen around here. So it's something even till this day, everybody else on the team and we'll still talk about it for sure. Yeah. So awesome. Definitely one of the highlights of our lives for sure, man.
I think the first week when we went down, I mean, going from the bus to the changing room, everyone was soaked and it was hot. We're training in running laps in the Tamatic in the winter here. Yeah. And then going to play practically on the beach.
Literally, man.
So obviously the first week was tough. We got killed in the first week. That was a bit of a write-off because there's no chance to acclimatize. But then when we went to Guadalajara, right? Yeah. We practiced a few times at Privado San Javier.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
And then actually I thought the team did well. We played like Chivas, like the Chivas of our age. It was about 15-year-old Chivas.
Yeah, we played a couple of teams.
And it was like 2-1, something like that.
Yeah, we lost 2-1.
2-1 to professional club team is pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good actually, man. Yeah, I forgot about all the training sessions that we did. Because we played club teams from all the junior teams from all the big clubs down there. So we played Chivas. We played a couple other teams there as well too.
I think we played Cruz Azul.
Yeah, we did. We played Cruz Azul, right?
It was good.
Yeah.
So, there was a couple of club teams that we played, and we had it really, really close. But
we had it really close. I mean, it's a totally different brand of soccer. Like you said, we came from running around laps in our indoor arena to going and playing, in the winter, dead of winter, to being in the most muggy heat ever. And it's tough, man. It takes a toll on you. We started playing like right away too. So
like next day.
Yeah, the next day after flying in.
Jet lagged.
Bunch of teenagers and kids and stuff. So that was tough, man. But that was a good experience. Yeah, it was a really good experience. We had that one night game too. I think we ended up tying one of the nice stadiums. Yeah, I think it was Atlas. Yeah. We played a team. It was at night. It was a stadium game. It was one of the coolest experiences I'll never forget to this day, man.
Right on, man.
Yeah, that was awesome for sure.
That's really cool. I love that. No, I think that for me it was a good experience. I loved it.
Definitely. Young guy. You were young too when you were coaching, man. Like how old were you? Early 20s?
I was probably 21 or something like that.
See, that's
taking that team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Remember we did all the fundraiser and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the bottle drives and the dances and
Yes,
absolutely, man.
And one of the best parts was when we were deciding if we should fundraise in Terrace. And everybody was kind of like, not decided because Terrace is kind of, people that don't know, Terrace is the next town over, which is kind of like the rival town, right? Yeah. For sports and stuff like that.
Definitely.
And so we decided and we put it to a vote with all the parents and stuff. And I think you were there, right? And then Fernando Perestrello, right? Of course. It was coming down to Fernando. And Fernando was like, oh, we shrimps together, or we sheems together, right? And that was like the best thing, man. Some of the parents of the kids, Andy's dad was like, it was so good.
Yeah, that was the best for sure.
It was good. Do you have any specific memories, like in Mexico? Because I know you guys, we did 1 week in Vallarta, I think. Yeah. And we had like villas and a beach and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're on the resort.
And henna tattoos and all that crazy stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Crystal Rock.
Simon,
And then the second week was like everyone was kind of like building out to houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you have any specific memories of that you're just like,
I do for sure. Because Ed, my brother here, was crazy enough to let me, Tim, and Bobby stay together. We were the three guys that were requested to want to stay together, but every single parent on the team was like, no, don't do that. Like, it's such a stupid idea. Like, don't do it. And we fought and my brother just took us aside after and it's just like, hey, like, I'm going to give you guys the chance to do this. Yeah. Don't screw it up. But
you guys did. He was good, right?
Yeah, we did, man. Yeah. We ended up staying with Paco's mom there, actually. and stayed with her kids and stuff. And they were awesome people. They make us breakfast every morning, gave us rides. I remember going to our practice. It was like 45 minutes away from where we live, and totally Mexico style. We're sitting in the box of the truck, just cruising down the highway. Just leading out the truck and stuff. And
that's awesome.
But no, that was a good time for sure. And then just classic being in Mexico, because I mean, it's new for those guys, but everybody parties there. Everyone has their cars on full blast, and house parties and stuff last all night and stuff. So yeah, we got to hear a lot of that for sure, which was good though. It was a good experience for
a couple guys got food poisoning. I think it was Barinder.
Couple guys, Barinder and Walsh. So we went to the van, and we were both passed out, and the windows were all steamy, and they were both like in their gitch, like half dead. But,
that's crazy. That's hilarious.
But yeah. No, man, they it did. It's a big change. It's a big change for everybody for sure. So obviously we eat a lot of spices and a lot of different things right than everywhere else around here. So
we had tacos al pastor. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the best, man.
Yeah, I still
right
dream
from the
about
rack.
that. Actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Just cutting it right from the rack itself, fresh, and that was delicious, man.
I actually had this dream where I'm going back to Mexico, and Armando's like, I found the guy that made those tacos al pastor that day.
Yeah.
And then we're like driving. It's like, he agreed, it's going to give you the recipes. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then we're going there. As soon as we get there, I wake up, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, because I was like, tacos for that time, man.
Al pastor, right?
Damn best, man. Awesome tacos. Definitely recommend for anyone who hasn't tried al pastor tacos.
Al pastor. But... Yes, for sure. And also, I remember when you're talking about this story, when I was making up the groups, there was a couple of kids that it was tough to group them because everybody had their little groups, and we did threes, right?
Yeah,
and I had to split up people, and I had to be like, well, this guy, maybe doesn't have that many friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And this other guy, he's a good kid or whatever. So I'm going to start to shuffle the groups a little bit.
Definitely.
And it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing that I remember from that was Brandon Guerrero. He comes up to me, and he's just like, are you mad at me? What? He's like, What did I do? I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, why did you put me in that group? It's like, are you mad?
Yeah.
Did I do something? And he was just like so confused and sad. I'm like, no, man, you're a good kid. So I know if I put you in this group, it's going to be good. You're going to make sure everyone's good. He's like,
absolutely.
Why? Why did you do that? Are you mad? And he was like, it looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah,
it was
probably,
like his face, man. He's like, what did I do?
That's hilarious. I do remember that as well, too, because he had a random group. But he is, man. Brandon's always been that guy. He's a wicked dude for sure. So
it was awesome.
I can get along with anybody. So it's good.
Well, that was the reason I put him there, right?
Yeah, I remember that. But no, that was good times for sure, man. Lots of good memories back then. So
yeah. So after that, when we came back, I went to Taiwan, right?
Yeah, you went right away, pretty much.
You went to school, right?
Yeah.
You finished high school, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you went out to, was it Lethbridge?
No, it was in Grand Prairie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when I got a soccer ship to Grand Prairie. So we went to a soccer camp in Prince George.
Yep.
A bunch of us went down there, and they had a scout there. It's a new kind of soccer program at the time, so they're doing a pretty big recruit.
Okay.
And ended up getting a soccer scholarship out there. So that was a good time for sure. I ended up living with my best friend Mitch.
We went to visit. One of the times we came back, you were living with Gitch out there, yeah?
Yeah.
That was Grand Prairie? Yeah, I don't even remember where that was.
Yeah, it was Grand Prairie back then for sure. Yeah. And then when you guys came back one time, we were living in Kelowna one time as well too. So that's that happened after.
One of the times that was the first time I met Matt. When Matt was like, I think he was like 5.
Yeah, that would have been Kelowna then.
Yeah,
that would have been Kelowna,
okay,
That's another beautiful place for sure. Yeah, that was a good time. But
nice.
Yeah.
So after that, Kelowna, then you did what else? What was the next step?
I kind of bounced around a couple of places there. Grand Prairie, I did my year, came back. I was going to school in Terrace, and then I went to Kelowna for a few years. And then where else? I stayed in PG for a year as well too, just randomly.
Nice.
And then spent most of my time around here for sure. So in the end, like Kitimat's got everything. I mean, other than like the shopping, the stuff like that, it's got everything you need around here. I'm a pretty outdoorsy person, so I love to fish and hike and do all that kind of stuff. So I think it doesn't get much better than this.
I think Kitimat is great. Whenever I come back and I'm in Terrace or I'm in Nanaimo, I always feel like I still want to go back to Kitimat because Kitimat is
it's home.
It's my home, right?
Absolutely.
And then we drive by the snowflake.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I feel good. I love it.
Exactly.
I have to take that picture.
Yeah,
like
every year this guy every
Gotta
time he
do
comes.
it. Like pull over. But we have to do it, right? Because the kids growing and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's already a huge difference. Last time you took it with Leah and
crazy.
now.
So
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
So then you said you're like, I'm gonna stay here, which actually I never got to say that. I always thought it was a good idea, and I also wanted to say thank you because I'm so far away. And Ely's always far, and you're so close to mom, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So that was
it's another big reason to be,
to
be here as well too, man. Absolutely,
Mom's face.
Mom's
face.
Not getting any younger,
No.
so she's gonna get mad at me for saying that. But no, exactly. It's good to be close to your mom. Always be close to your mom and make sure she's okay for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a big
So I
thing.
get to kind of try to make something big happen outside. Also because you're here with mom, and I know that you're taking care of her, so that's awesome.
Absolutely, man. I take care of her as
Thanks
much
for
as I
that.
can, for sure. So she's done. Well, obviously, you guys have heard now, or will hear her story as well too. And it wasn't easy for her, but she managed to do it with 3 kids, and not speaking much English, man, she did a lot for us. So just trying to give back to her for sure. So
it's good. I love it.
Absolutely.
And then of course checking in on dad all the time
Sasso,
too. Sasso used to be Ron.
I'll check on him every now and then as well too. So he's doing good. He's happy. He's healthy. So that's all that matters.
Actually, this year I got to see them both pretty happy, which is great. So I like that. That's awesome.
Big change in everyone's lives for sure. But everyone's doing really good.
I love it.
Yeah, everyone's happy. Everyone's healthy. So that's the main thing. So.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. So then you're here. Then we'll go back, fast forward a little bit. You're here. You're set. You're going to settle down here. Then you decided, okay, let's do that. Let's actually take the fireman thing seriously. Let's get the paperwork. So how did that start? What was the process?
Absolutely. So once I finished, I went to a place called College of the Rockies, and I did my boot camp out there. It's a 2-week boot camp.
Nice.
Where you do all your final exams, you do all your practical exams, because there's a ton of different things that you got to do, and they got to be able to make sure that you can probably do them before they sign you off.
Okay.
So once I finished all of that, you get your certificate shortly after that, and then you're able to start working as a licensed 1001 firefighter. And like I said, I got the job here, and pretty lucky to land in a pretty big company. It's a company called Rio Tinto, and they specialize in selling aluminum to all over the world and stuff. So we did do all the fire responses, all the medical responses, all the rescue as well too. So it's fun. It's always something new every day. So.
But I also think it's kind of a special place because Dad worked there, right?
Dad worked there, yeah. Dad worked. That's a reason why he came here pretty much was for that company. So, if it wasn't for that company, I mean, we would have been down in Mexico, and who knows how our lives would have been.
Very different.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't be doing this.
That's for sure. Yeah, God knows what we'd be doing. So,
basically, I wanted to say, I didn't really know the story, but the last time I came, and then this time I actually got to see Theo John. Yeah. Remember Theo John? Yeah. So I got to see him down south, and he told me he was in, he went for vacation to Acapulco. Yeah. Right? And then he met Tia Chela on the beach. And it was just like kind of like a love at first sight thing. And when he was going back, he said, "I'm gonna come back. Yeah. I'm gonna bring you with me." And she was just like, whatever, probably right. Tia Chela
style, yeah.
And then she just on a scrap piece of paper wrote her address. And then he came back to Canada, and then a few months later he went down, and he was kind of walking around, this Canadian guy, like this white Canadian guy walking around with this piece of paper, and everyone's looking outside, and they're like, there's this gringo outside. He's like walking around with paper. Who is this guy? And then they said, "Oh, is that the same guy?" And then Tia Chela went out, and crazy, and he brought her here. And then right to Kitimat, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so, exactly. And then they went to Victoria after that, but because that's where we were going to live too, I guess, in Victoria. Yeah. But it didn't work.
It's nice. Victoria's nice, but I like it. I like here's.
Yeah, here's nice. I mean, it's just such a small place. It's quiet. It's it's a nice area for sure, man. It's really mountainous, so it's beautiful.
It's also cool because a small town, you get to know everybody. Yeah. So whenever I come back here and we go outside to like the coffee shop or for dinner, you see somebody that you knew from high school.
Man.
I love that. I think it's really cool.
Always.
You don't get it in Terrace or in Nanaimo, but here you get it all the time.
Yeah, here you get it all the time. You always bump into somebody you know, and even if you don't, everyone's always so friendly and say hi, how's your day going, or whatever, right? So it's always good to be in a place like that. It's a place we've always been really used to. So you go to cities and stuff like that, and it's just little things like that you definitely take for granted. So
like a lot of people assume I'm from Vancouver. Right?
Yeah, everyone thinks
because
it's a big city.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to make sure we got a couple good interviews over here. And
Absolutely.
Like this Kitimat, it's a good spot. I love it. It's a good spot.
Yeah, it is a good spot, man. It's a good spot, to live, a good spot to raise a family or whatever, too. So it's good.
Okay, so with the firefighter thing, right? You got all your papers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all your papers done. And then did you look at like other cities, different areas?
I did.
Like I'm going to go maybe to wherever, another country or another place.
Yeah.
And then Rio Tinto popped up.
I did definitely look at different cities. I was thinking of a different country before, because before I got onto here is when all the big wildfires and stuff were happening in Australia, and they were doing a huge recruiting, getting people from all over the place as well too. And I thought that'd be so cool, A, to be in Australia, and B, to still be able to give back and help the people out there, because they got hit pretty hard, unfortunately. But and then city wise, I mean, ideally it'd be nice to do it for a city, in a city somewhere again like Kelowna, or just one of those areas in the Okanagan. This is a beautiful area. It's always sunny and stuff as well too, and short winters, like unlike here. So but just the opportunity arose, and since I had some experience and I had my certificates and stuff already, they started me off at a pretty good wage, and I was able to kind of work my way up, up on my crew. So I'm the lieutenant on my crew, which means I'm second in command, underneath my captain. And when he's gone, I'm the captain of my crew. So
nice.
So it's a big responsibility and stuff. But you work your way up and just prove your worth, and anything's possible, man.
What are some goals that you have that you're kind of pursuing right now? I know you just got the boat, you're renovating the house.
Yeah. So my goals for me is
maybe career-wise and maybe life-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my goal is to definitely get my forever house here. I'm in a nice little house right now.
It's a great place.
But just renovate it up, sell it, and then get into my forever house and hopefully be there, obviously, for good.
Okay.
That's one goal that I want to do now. Career-wise, like I said, I'm second in command of my crew. Ideally, one day it would be nice to have my own crew. I run my own show, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I want to do. I was able to upgrade my fire ticket through work, actually.
Nice.
So I'm actually technically a fire officer as opposed to a firefighter. So it's a little bit of different mentality.
A
lot more command, a lot more structure to what I do, and how I got to devise the strategy for the team and stuff. But just keep doing that and keep learning, keep training, and keep getting better and better until I feel like I'm 100% at everything. There's so much to learn, obviously, and so much to know.
Of course,
and it's always changing. It's never the same. So just keep plugging away with that, and buy some more toys later on. Classic. Like I said, I just bought a boat, so
that's good. That's good. Well, the place looks good. Got a giant TV, PS5.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't complain about that, right?
No, not at all, man.
Couches are nice, man. I didn't realize that one actually flipped back. So
you can flip it
pretty
back
awesome.
pretty far back, so you can lie right down. So I don't know how many times I fell asleep on those things, but
I almost fell asleep preparing this. I was like,
I know, man. Especially after a big breakfast or something.
Giant chalet breakfast.
Yeah.
I also think, though, with Rio Tinto, I think that they're also lucky because first of all, you're a good guy, right? But second of all, you're from Kitimat, and you have also like the connection and the rapport, and most people here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody always makes fun of me all the time, exactly, because I know like everybody in that plant. Like I can go anywhere, and I'll know at least 3 or 4 people that'll stop and talk to me, and I'll talk to them, and it is good that way for sure, man. So for the relations for other departments and other people and stuff like that, it is a good thing. So
to be honest, mostly like I got to travel a little bit, and mostly it's really not what you know, it's what kind of who you know, right?
Totally.
So if you're in a situation where everybody knows you and everybody likes you, that's always good.
It is, it's a big help, man.
Because when you need somebody, everybody will be like, oh, I know this guy. happens with me, and in Taiwan with the restaurant. With the podcast, you get to meet all these people. So people come, and the podcast become like a networking club almost, and everybody I connect this fighter to that person, and this comedian to that club, and this musician to that whatever. So it's pretty cool. So when you start to know a lot of people, I think it's good.
Yeah, it does. And it opens doors for other things as well too. If I do get out of the emergency services, there's a lot of other departments and stuff I can go to, and it's always good to have those contacts. Like you said, so more options, more doors open, the better. Always.
What does a typical day for you look like? Like a work day?
A work day? So so we're there for 12 hours. So you're there for a long time. The mornings typically start off with a morning meeting. It's called a lean meeting.
Nice. Okay.
So you kind of go over the day, the plan of attack, who's doing what and where, and you also always set aside for training. We do training every single day.
Beautiful. Okay.
Like I said, we do medical, we do fire, we do high angle rescue scenarios as well too. So we'll rappel off big buildings or simulate a down worker over a ledge, and we'll have to climb up, get him down, bring him down to safety type thing. So there's a lot of different things that we do. So anyways, we set a time for training, and then after that you do your truck checks, your equipment checks, make sure all your air bottles are full, make sure everything that's on truck is supposed to be there, make sure all your gear is in order. You always lay out your gear in a way to be able to put it on as quick as possible in case you do get a call. So the time limit is a minute, so you want to have all your stuff on within a minute, and out of the bay into your truck and kind of already going.
A minute?
So
Wow.
so you got to be really, really quick, man. So once everything is laid out, once the trucks are all good to go, and then you start your daily activities depending on what it is. Like I said, you maintain your SCBA packs, which is your air packs. So you check everything, make sure everything's all proper, and just pretty much to set yourself up for success for the whole shift, and then make sure that the next crew is not walking into a zoo or starting their day off all on the wrong legs. So there's a lot of different stuff that we do though, for sure. A lot of stuff in and around the bay, in and around the building, and so.
Was there ever any like a situation where it's kind of, that sounds exciting and fun, and good, but also sounds a bit scary sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Is there any situations when you're like, oh shit, I gotta get this done? It's kind of freaky. But
Yeah. I mean, I guess to tell you about one of my first medical calls actually on site.
Yeah.
Was one gentleman. We got a call. We're in different areas of the plants, and we got a call to go back to main gate as soon as possible. Right, main gate is where our bay is, our base, and all our trucks, all our gear and stuff is there. So everybody went there, and I guess there was a 911 call where one gentleman had actually electrocuted himself.
Ooh, it's tough.
So he had made a contact with what's called a bus bar. It's a big bar that's fully fully electronic, energized. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
And
you touch it and you're done.
Yeah, I made a contact actually with a tool. Luckily, the way that his arm was positioned, the exit wound kind of came out the other end of the arm instead of going through his body, which would have been a completely different scenario. Wow. But anyways, we
got lucky, basically.
He got super, super lucky for sure.
He survived.
He survived, but going there, I was the first on scene, and then generally the rest of my team came on after. And then going in a situation like that, you never really know what to expect. But obviously seeing someone in so much pain is always tough as well. But
of course.
You just have to stick to your training, keep a cool head, take a deep breath, and stick to your protocol, stick what you can do best. And we got him out of there and got him to the hospital as quick as possible. And luckily he was alive, so it's good.
So you're saying that you guys have training every day?
Every day.
Which is good, because ideally in that situation, you're not going to panic. You're just going to get it done.
Not going to forget the little things, because again, there's so much stuff to know, especially in the medical side of things, of the human body and how it works, and
I can imagine,
what can be doing what at what time. So, So it keeps your skills sharp, which is really good, man. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're the second in command, right? The lieutenant, right? And above you is the captain. Okay, so lieutenant. So what are some kind of obviously sometimes you have to be the captain when your guy's not there, right?
Yeah.
So what are some kind of do you have any unique situations or any kind of challenges when you're the leader? You're running this crew. Is there any been where you have to you have to be like, oh shit, I have to be the leader.
Yeah, there is. I mean, when we do get a call now, being the leader,
challenges or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's because again, there's so many different. It's such a big site. There's so many different areas, and every area brings you a different hazard.
Okay.
So you have to know what all the areas can do, what they're there for, what can be inside. So when you do get a call, you're the one. Myself would be the one who's delegating everybody, telling what to do. Hey, go to that hydrant. Hey, go inside, check this. Hey, do this, blah, 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 blah. So it's always a challenge in itself to be able to properly do that, because again, there's so many buildings and you have to know everything about the building.
You need to know the whole map.
You need to know the whole map, man. You know the whole map, and there's a lot of different things: water shutoffs to electricity shutoffs to fire hydrants. You gotta know where all the fire hydrants are around the building and where all the panels are, where the sprinklers are, and where everything is. So it's every call is a unique challenge in its own way. And again, just making sure everybody's busy, make sure everyone's doing something, and making sure everyone's working towards the final goal of just making sure everyone is safe inside. So
right now, I think all the work that's being done to Rio Tinto is like modernizing, right? They say it's the modernization.
Yeah.
That's still going, right? Or it's done?
The KMP, the modernization project is done technically. But yeah, it was for a long time.
Right?
It was a very, very long time thing. So,
so for you, is there some kind of like technology for you that makes your job easier? Like, is there any kind of technology upgrade stuff? It's probably a lot of physical stuff yourself.
It's a lot of physical. There's definitely a lot of physical stuff. There are some stuff now. The fire service is always kind of changing. So there are some stuff now that are starting to slowly come out. Nothing that we have, but stuff that we're looking into. Even things like a new ambulance.
Okay.
Nice. That's always kind of cool too. So new products on there, new stretcher on there as well too. And ours is a little bit older, so just a little bit more finicky, but just little improvements for stuff like that. But and the thing about these guys is they are willing to always try to get us like the best of the best. So that's always one nice thing as well too.
Beautiful. So you're saying that when you, like for example, the story you just said, when you were the first on site to see this guy, right?
Yeah.
So how are you able to keep like I was saying, like a calm kind of manner, come in and just take a deep breath and just go through what
that's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. You just have to take a second to stop and just you have to always prioritize yourself, your mental space, and just you got to make sure that your adrenaline's in check. But taking that deep breath, just stop and taking that deep breath is a huge thing for sure. And then just stick to your training, man. There's like I said, we train all the time. I've done schooling and stuff as well too, and you just got to remember the steps. There's what's called a priority action approach when you do any sort of medical call, and it starts from your scene assessment and goes all the way down, and you just got to stick to all the steps. It's literally like a step by step thing to be able to make sure that you're doing it properly and make sure you're doing it universally, because everybody practices the same way. So you just gotta you gotta remain calm, man. It can be tough for sure, but you just have to.
That's the key, I guess, for sure. Right? Those first few minutes.
Absolutely. Because the first thing you want to do, and the first thing you want to do as a medical responder is you want to rush to the person and help them. Yeah. But if that place was still energized, then I could have walked in and I could have been dead. Or I could have been, right? Exactly. Yeah. And now it's a whole different scenario. And then, so,
No, don't do that. Yeah, that makes sense, because you have to make sure, it's...
Exactly. So as long as it doesn't put us in any clear path or and harm, anything like that, then so doing like the firefighting stuff, right? Obviously Kitimat has its own fire department, right? Yes.
Is there any kind of like collaborating or cross talk to be like, hey,
there is,
how you guys do this?
They'll come and train with us as well too sometimes. And if there's any sort of a big fire or anything that's really catastrophic, we'll actually call them for support as well too. So they'll always come by on standby, and they'll come help us out if need be. But same thing with the ambulance. If we need their ambulance, we'll call them and they'll rush, because they're paramedics, so they are one step higher than we are. We're emergency medical responders, which is just one step below from paramedics. So same thing, but just a little bit different what we can do and what we can administer. So
I remember you were getting your certificate for that, right?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that. That was good. It was a good course for sure.
Okay.
And then it ran out this year, I guess, just last month actually.
Oh, you need to renew. Okay.
So now I got to renew it again.
Makes sense.
And then eventually I would like to go for my paramedic as well. It's just a little bit more schooling and stuff. But eventually down the road, that'd be another thing I'd like to do. So
well, that's what I want to ask you. What about maybe in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Ideal situation for you.
Ideal situation for me. Well, in a dream world, I'd like to be retired with a bunch of money, but
okay, well, it's possible.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Keep staying in the Bitcoin game.
Sitting
We'll
on your
see what happens.
Bitcoin. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
no, but in all honesty,
yeah. You get bored though if you retire too early.
Absolutely.
You see a lot of people.
Yeah,
you see a lot of people that they retire and then like again in Taiwan or here or anywhere, people are super active and super healthy, and then if they retire. Maybe early, they just kind of sit at home.
No,
and they sort of kind of they fall apart a little bit.
Absolutely, lots of people. A lot of people slowly. Lots of people have to work to maintain that healthy lifestyle, because then if they lose it and they're lost without it, right?
It's tough. It's tough.
No, I know. Obviously, I would never do that anyway.
Of course. I know.
But no, I agree. 5 years, perfect situation. I would love to have. I don't know. I would love to have a nice big house for sure.
Okay.
With a nice big backyard.
Nice.
That's one thing I've always really wanted, man. So, here would be sweet. Either working here at Rio Tinto or working for the city of Kitimat.
Okay.
Because they're always looking for people as well too, and especially local guys. So so that would definitely be the dream.
Okay.
We're still doing my career, living in a nice house, and
PS6.
PS6.
Awesome. Right on, man. No, it's good. I think it's nice to come back and, see mom's doing well and dad's doing well and he's doing well and you're doing well.
Yeah.
So it's good because sometimes when I'm over there, I feel like, it's kind of, I can't really help, right? I can't really
it's
do much
tough
from
being
over
so
there.
far away. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I remember one time way back, actually, to tell you a story, when you had one of your car accidents, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the Mustang. It was a long time
probably
ago, right?
one of the many. Yeah.
And then Eddy calls me, and nobody calls. Everybody just messages, right?
Yeah,
she actually calls me in the middle of the night, and I'm like, what's going on? Hello, and she's like, okay, don't freak out. And I'm like, what? What's going on? What happened? She's like, don't freak out. And I was like, you're freaking me out here. What the hell's going on?
Now you're making it worse.
And then that's worse, right? She said, you got in an accident and then you're fine, but it's a pretty big one. And I was kind of like freaking out. She's like, no, it's good. He's safe and stuff. So it was good, man. I was freaking out at the time. I almost jumped on a plane to come back.
Yeah, I know. There was a couple,
couple
big ones that I was in, unfortunately. I don't know, I had bad luck in being in the passenger seat of certain vehicles, but there was one, after Brandon's wedding, actually. We were driving and ended up hitting a post, hitting up a light post and knocking it down, and the thing was right in front of me for sure, and something that's always kind of obviously still sticks with me to this day. But no, absolutely. Just if everyone out there, man, just be safe when you're driving, man, and make sure you know what's around you, and don't become complacent. It's easy to, for sure, but
especially in a small town, it's easy to just be like kind of
cruising,
because it's straight.
Around. This was
drive
late
the
at
highway.
night too,
It's all straight, right? Yeah,
absolutely, and it happens all the time here. People fall asleep at the wheel, or just it's so easy when you're just cruising and listening to your music, and then your eyes get heavy, and then they close for that split second too long, and then that's it.
Yeah,
right?
it's tough, man. Yeah. So I was freaking out. Anyways, I'm glad that you're fucking good, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Glad you got a big ass truck.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a big reason why I went to a truck
big
too.
Super safety.
Yeah,
like monster truck. Yeah, which is awesome. I love that.
That's why, because I always had cars and stuff before, and
sports cars.
Exactly, and that's why
good.
After that I was just like, I'm not doing that again. So
cool, man.
A nice truck.
I just got a couple more questions.
Hell yeah.
So who has made, like, obviously you've done a lot of awesome things in your life. Has there been someone that's influenced your life more than anyone else, or at least one or two people or anybody like that? Could be anybody. Yeah.
Well, I think, in all honesty, man, I think having you and Ely as siblings has been a huge thing for me, man.
Spaces.
Yeah. No, she's crying already.
Yeah.
No, man, seeing how hard you guys work at your craft and what you guys do, finding what you like, and just not stopping, man. Either one of you are always getting better and better, and just always progressing and stuff like that. And you guys are obviously older than I am, so I always felt like I had kind of big shoes to kind of fill into and stuff. So, yeah, just sticking with that mentality and sticking that nose to the grindstone kind of thing. And yeah, that's always a big thing. So you guys are definitely huge for that.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. And other than people, I don't know if there's anybody else like maybe career-wise.
Yeah, one in your career that you met that you're like, oh, this guy. Yeah, I want to be where he's at.
Yeah, well, you know, I do get a really really well with my captain of my crew.
Okay.
He's a year older than me.
Okay.
And he's got a ton of experience in the fire game. He's a very knowledgeable person for sure. So I do get along really well with him. Cool. And I think plant knowledge wise, fire knowledge wise, I would definitely like to be kind of where he's at, because he's very, very knowledgeable for sure. Man. And I learn lots from him every day. That's cool. We get along really, really well too, which is great. Yeah, never any issues. We're both workers, so yeah, it's good. And mom too, of course. Mom's always though. I think for everybody, mom's, which I'm sure it's gonna be the answer for most people for sure.
It is actually. It's one of the questions I ask a lot, and it's always a mom or a dad. Yeah, exactly.
Parents are always such a big thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, again, coming from a country who's now speaking in English to raising a family of 3 kids and. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So it's always big things for sure. So family's always huge, man.
Yeah,
it's always the most important thing.
So nice to come back. This trip was crazy because we got the tickets kind of late, and because we did that, it was really crazy expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
Like $2,000 US a person.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money
crazy.
for sure.
$6,000,
that's a lot of money.
It's like $7,000. It's just for the tickets, but
yeah,
it was good. It's been 5 years. It's been a long time.
It's too long. Again, too, even just the difference with Aaliyah, man. Yeah. Like last time she was so small.
Yeah,
such a small little girl, and now she's like a little teenager almost. And
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So time just flies, and they grow up so quick, and we figured it just doesn't matter. Let's just go. Or don't want to wait another year. Like, no, let's just go. Yeah, absolutely. Tickets are crazy, but you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's good. Beautiful, that's why you guys are here for sure. So long flight, but it's obviously worth it. And then we got to bring some stuff, do some cool interviews and stuff. Yeah, hell yeah. Cool, something different, right? Exactly. To interview the 3 of us here and me, Mom, and Neely. And something different. So it's good. Awesome, Brad. So last question. Ultimate goal, ultimate dream. You got unlimited money. What do you got? You know, let's say you win the lottery or something. It's just all of a sudden you got unlimited. I mean, you're sitting on the good Bitcoin. Yeah, so I am sitting on the good Bitcoin. That's gonna be good, man. Sure, that's awesome. So that will happen for sure. Yeah. What about right now? If it was like boom, unlimited money, ultimate situation. What would I do? Yeah, what would you do with it? Yeah. What would I do is I would buy a house somewhere else, either in Mexico or someplace nice like that, man. That's definitely what I would do. Okay. And have a place I can go, especially in the winter times. The winter times here are crazy. They're cold. Obviously, as you know, they're cold. We have snow from could start anywhere in September, October, and go to March, April, May. October. We've had May snowfalls and stuff. And I remember Halloween. You have your outfit on and you're just a little kid. You got your little mask and outfit on, and then you want to go out, but mom makes you put this winter jacket on. Yeah, exactly. So you got your outfit on, and you just got this head and his thick ass jacket on. I know. Sometimes you put the costume over your winter jacket, so you're just walking around like Stay Puft. But Max moms, they cover you up head to toe, even if it's not that cold. But that's funny. Yeah, you'd be walking around with just a mask, and people have no idea who the hell you are because they can't see anything else. But that's awesome. But so house in Mexico, so house in Mexico or someplace house nice here, like that, man. House Mexico, exactly. A place I can go to in the wintertime and just be at the beach for a month or whatever, man. Every now and then, or just things like that, or just travel. Like I'm not getting any younger, obviously. And Taiwan, man. That's one thing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I do. Last time you came, you were like 18. Yeah, I just turned 18, man. So I was just a kid. Just graduated high school pretty much, and same thing, 12 and a half. And I was a kid, so I mean it was a little different time for sure. Of course. But it was good, man. The food was good. It was a good time for sure. That gym that I went to, that was pretty sweet there too. And no, absolutely, dumplings, man. I miss the dumplings so much. So we're actually supposed to be making them, so maybe today or tomorrow or
we'll make some stuff.
Whatever, man. Exactly.
It's good. Those will be good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, absolutely. I do want to do that.
Out,
I do want to do that. Yeah. Take a couple shifts off and go out there for.
We have an extra room, so.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Out, yeah.
Perfect.
Be good.
Do some sightseeing out there and stuff as well too. Lots of nice places I want to check out. So
Taiwan is very connected. Like it's a very small island, but it's kind of like a hub. You can go anywhere from there. So it's good.
Yeah, I was looking at some flights and stuff. You know, the prices are pretty cheap, man.
From there it's cheap.
So, and it's all close. Like so.
Yeah, Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore,
See, like,
Thailand, Japan, Korea.
Because originally when I was booking the ticket, I was looking at tickets, I was gonna go and see you, and I wanted to go to Bali. It's another place I really wanted to go. Was Bali.
Yeah.
And it was super cheap. It was super close, and like I found this wicked Airbnb. And anyway, stuff that I wanted to do more of, exactly. 'Cause like I said, I was not getting any younger. And once you get in that work routine, it's hard to kind of get out sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Right, you get so stuck in it, and then it's just like tunnel vision, and then you lose track of everything. So,
well, to be honest, a lot of our staff is from Indonesia, and one of our main guys is from Bali. So we have a little bit of connection in the area,
sweet.
so they know where to go.
He'll know exactly. He'll know where to go, where to stay away from, or
maybe
whatever,
next year
right?
When you come, we'll go.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff like that, man. Go away for a weekend or something. Even doesn't matter. Like,
awesome, man.
Yeah, man. It'd be sweet for sure.
So do you have any advice before we call it? Do you have any advice, for anybody who's thinking, hey, they want to maybe get into what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely, man. If anybody who wants to get into firefighting or any sort of medical services, depending on what it is, just it's a tough industry to get into. There's always tons of people that are trying to do their certificates and it's really easy to lose motivation. Okay. So just don't, man. Just keep sticking with it. If this is what you like to do, ride it out, train, practice, get yourself into better physical shape, mental shape, read, YouTube now, like obviously there's tons of videos, tons of training stuff you can do. So just stick with it. It's going to feel like you're not going to get it. You're not going to get anywhere you want to. And just don't give up, man. Don't give up. Just keep plugging away and you'll get it for sure. So
sounds good. And speaking of YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're enjoying these awesome interviews here, we'll do some more stuff out here. And man, I just want to say thank you, brother.
Yeah, of course,
brother, man.
Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much,
doing
dude.
it. Wasn't sure if you were going to do this. This guy, my little brother, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Man. Thank you
We'll
guys.
see you guys next week.
Thanks for your time. See you guys again.
Bye-bye.